Welcome. Excuse me. This is the lecture for Chapter 7, Revealed Preference. If I can make this work. There we go. Up until now, we've started with preferences just as a given, and then looked at how those can describe behavior. Revealed preference is working the other direction. We call it revealed because what we do is we observe. You can't observe preferences directly, but you can observe what people do. You can observe their choices. So revealed preference is watching what people choose, watch their choices, and from their choices go the other way and predict their preferences. So in this way, we can look at choices and use those to estimate the indifference curves. We make a couple of assumptions that consumers maximize their utility, that they choose a consumption bundle because of all the affordable ones. That is the one and only one that gives them the most utility. We're also going to assume that in the standard analysis, let me see if I have a picture. Yes, here we go. We assume that their preferences are stable over the choice period. They're strictly convex, they're monotonic. Basically, we assume that the preferences are nicely behaved. We also assuming that the preferences are behaving themselves, that the preferred affordable bundle is unique, that someone won't be indifferent, usually, between choices. Let's see here. Okay. We have two ways of defining that a preference was revealed. And from that comes two rules. We can say that a preference was revealed directly or indirectly. Directly revealed preferences is what is this definition on the screen now. You observe that a person chooses bundle X, and bundle Y was affordable. They could have picked Y, but they didn't. They could pick either one, they picked X. We say that X is directly revealed preferred to Y. Now, when bundle Y is affordable, let's say bundle X is chosen and bundle Y was not chosen, but bundle Y, well, we know bundle X was affordable because you picked it, but bundle Y was not affordable. Then the fact that you chose X doesn't tell you anything about your preferences for between X and Y. Today, I bought a Coke. I did not buy 10 Ferraris. Well, that doesn't tell you that I like one Coke better than 10 Ferraris, because I couldn't afford 10 Ferraris. So they both have to be affordable. Then, when you pick one or the other, you know the one you picked you like better. I'm speaking very loosely. Utility is not happiness. It's not how much you like things, but it's close enough for government work, as my dear departed dad used to say. Okay, here we go, an example. You have three bundles, X, Y, and Z. your income and the relative prices of these things give you this budget line. And thus, in this sort of light blue, this is your budget set. You can afford anything in blue, anything light blue here. So you can afford all three bundles. Your budget isn't stopping you from picking any of them. So you look at these three and you pick bundle X. That tells you that tells us that you have directly revealed you prefer X over Z, and you prefer X over Y. And we'd write it this way. Notice that is, let's see if I can get the pen working here. That is badly drawn, a greater than sign. It is not that sign, which says directly, that sign means strictly preferred. The reason why we're going to this left-hand notation is because when X is directly revealed, preferred to Y, from that, we say that the person derived more utility from Y. So if you're talking in terms of utility, it's kind of a quantitative measurement, even though utility is only ordinal. It's traditional that we use that form. Okay. Now, so because you picked X, when you could have afforded X or Y or Z, you have directly revealed X is preferred over Y. Now, if you have a choice between Y and Z, and you pick Y, well, then we know you like X better than Y, and you like Y better than Z. This shows us that X is indirectly revealed preferred to Z. It's the transitivity property that we assume is true for all well-behaved indifference curves. Now, here, if Z was not affordable, where is my mouse? There we go. If you're looking at the three bundles, X, Y, and Z, and you pick X, you pick X when Y was affordable, you're showing that X is preferred to Y. Z was not affordable. Therefore, it doesn't tell you anything about the relationship between X and Z. Maybe you like X better than Z, maybe you like Z better than X. It was impossible for you to buy Z, to choose Z. Therefore, the fact that you didn't doesn't tell us anything. Okay. So, in this case, you're showing that X is directly revealed preferred to Y. Now let's say prices and income change, so now this is your budget line. You pick Y. That's what the little star means. And when you picked Y, Z was affordable. That tells us that you directly reveal you prefer Y to Z. So now, at the old prices, this choice shows us this person prefers X to Y. Prices change, income change, the same person makes another choice. They pick Y when Z was affordable. So now we know this person has directly revealed they prefer X to Y, and they have directly revealed they prefer Y to Z. The fact that one of them in each case, one of them was not chosen but was not affordable, that doesn't tell us anything. So the fact that, for example, here you chose Y, well, that doesn't by itself tell us anything about how you compare X and Y. It only tells you your relative opinion of Y and Z. Same thing here. This tells you you like X better than Y. It doesn't say anything about where Z falls in that. But if you know in these two cases, these two choices, then, well, we've never seen the person make a choice between X and Z when both were affordable. So this person has not directly revealed they prefer X to Z. But they have revealed they prefer X to Y, and they have revealed they prefer Y to Z. Therefore, by transitivity, even though we have not witnessed it, we know this person prefers X to Z. We call this new information here, that the person prefers X to Z. We say this person has indirectly revealed they prefer X to Z. Now, two axioms of revealed preference. These, well, actually, there are three. The third one we're not going to get to in this course, I don't think. The first one is warp. The second one, SARP. And the third one that we probably won't have time for this semester, but just so you know it's out there, is GARP. These stand for the weak axiom of revealed preference, the strong axiom of revealed preference, and the third one, the general axiom of revealed preference. Can't promise we won't get to GARP, but we probably won't. Okay. There's a difference between the weak and the strong axiom of revealed preferences in how restrictive they are on behavior, how strong a statement they're making about behavior. These are both essentially standards that you judge behavior by. And you can look at choices, revealed preferences, either directly or indirectly revealed, and you can see, does this person's set of choices obey the weak axiom of revealed preference? Does it obey the strong axiom of revealed preference? The strong axiom is a little stricter criteria. Okay, the weak axiom of revealed preference only looks at directly preferred. If bundle X is, let me see if I can get my laser pointer going. There we go. If bundle X is directly revealed preferred to bundle Y, then bundle Y cannot be directly revealed preferred to X. This means if X and Y were both affordable, and the person picks X, then when both are affordable, the person will never pick Y, because they have directly revealed in a direct comparison they like X better than Y. If they can afford both, they will always pick X. If, let's assume in all cases both are affordable, so that the comparison of watching what someone does gives you information about their preferences. If it's not affordable, it doesn't tell you what their preferences are. Let's say somebody can afford bundle X and bundle Y. They pick X. That tells you they have directly revealed they get more utility from X than Y. Then later, they can still afford both, and they pick Y. Well, that would say that they like X better than Y, and they like Y better than X. That would be a violation of warp, a violation of the weak axiom of revealed preference. We say that preferences that obey these axioms are rational, in a sense. That doesn't mean it never happens. Sometimes people do that. Maybe preferences change, and the weak axiom of revealed and the strong both assume preferences are not changing. If you change your mind, you buy an apple instead of an orange today, you can afford both. Tomorrow you buy an orange instead of an apple. That would not be a violation of warp or SARP. If your preferences changed, like the second morning, you read something in the paper that said, ooh, oranges are great for your health. Apples, not so much. Maybe then you go to the store and you buy an orange, whereas the day before you bought an apple. That would be a change in preferences. That's not a violation of the weak axiom of revealed preference. Okay. Let's see. The weak axiom of revealed preference is necessary for choices to be rational. The strong axiom, okay, the difference between weak and strong. Weak says your choices do not make any conflicts. Like, I like apples better than oranges, and I like oranges better than apples. Your behavior that can be observed is not contradictory in direct comparisons. Directly revealed preferences don't contradict each other. The weak axiom doesn't say anything about indirectly revealed preferences. Here is a violation of the weak axiom. Okay. Prices, your income, etc., are such that you're on this green budget constraint. You can afford X, because it's on the budget constraint. You can also afford Y. You choose X. That choice directly reveals you prefer X to Y. Here they're going back to the old notation of the preference symbol. That happens a lot, frankly, because this sort of curly greater than, it doesn't occur on most keyboards, so people end up just typing the greater than and sort of ignoring it. Okay. So, you can afford both, you pick X. That shows you prefer X to Y, directly revealed. Prices change, budgets change. So now you're on this blue budget constraint. Again, you have a choice between X and Y. Again, you can afford both of them. And you pick Y. Well, at these prices, you showed you like X better than Y. But at those prices, you're showing you like Y better than X. These are inconsistent. It's a contradiction based on directly revealed preferences. It's a violation of warp. The textbook gives a method for, given these choices and these prices, how to calculate whether warp was violated. That process is very cumbersome. If you want to use it, feel free. First of all, it usually uses software to detect this. But if you have a very small number of choices, what you can do, and what I would do, is, okay, at these prices, which are here, you picked this bundle, 10 of the first thing, 1 of the second. At those prices, you picked this bundle, and at these prices, you picked that bundle. Let's see if I have enough room to write this. Well, you look at how much each bundle, you want to know which of these were affordable when you made the choice. Okay. At the first prices, thing 1 costs $2, thing 2 costs $2. You bought 10 of thing 1 and 1 of thing 2. That means you spent a total of $22. Let's call this choice A, that choice B, that choice C. Okay. You chose bundle A, and it cost you $22. You did not choose bundle B or bundle C. Does that tell us whether this person prefers A to B or C? It depends. Were B or C affordable? If they were not affordable, then the choice of A tells us nothing. So let's see what, at these prices, what would it have cost you to buy bundle B? Well, if the prices were $2 each, bundle B would have cost you 5 times 2 plus 5 times 2. It would have only cost you $20. So if you could afford bundle A, the $22 bundle, you could have afforded bundle B, and you didn't pick it. That tells us something. It tells us you have directly revealed you like A better than B. Let's do the same thing for C. At the price of $2 and $2, you picked A and you didn't pick C. Could you have picked C? Was it affordable? Well, at a price of $2 for each of the thing, bundle C would have cost you 5 times 2, that's $10, plus 4 times 2, 8, would have cost you 18. So yes, you could have afforded it. So we also know you have now directly revealed 2 things. You like A better than B, and you like A better than C. You go through the same process at the second prices. The second choice that was actually observed was at a price of thing 1 costs $2, thing 2 costs $1. You picked option B. 5 of the first thing, 5 of the second. How much did that cost you? Well, it would be 5 times $2, so 10, plus 5 times 1. Bundle B cost you $15. Now, prices changed between your first choice and your second. Maybe your income changed too. We don't know what your income is. Maybe you have more money than before, maybe less. All we know is we know you can afford anything that costs $15 or less. Something that costs more than 15, we don't know if you could afford it or not. So we'll, for simplicity's sake, assume no, you couldn't afford it. Since we don't know something that costs more, whether you could have bought it, the fact that you didn't doesn't tell us anything. Just the same as if we know for a fact you couldn't buy it. So, bundle B that you chose at these prices cost $15. Was bundle A available? Was it affordable? You picked B instead of A. Could you have purchased A? Well, let's see. Bundle A, 10 of the first thing and 1 of the second. At the prices that existed with the second choice, 2 and 1, bundle A would have cost you $21. $10 times 10 times $2 plus 1 times $1. That's $21. Well, we don't know that you had $21. We know you had 15. But maybe you didn't have more than 15. So the fact we know you didn't choose A, you looked at A, B, and A. You picked B. We don't know for a fact that it was possible for you to pick A because it cost more. So that choice doesn't tell us anything about your preferences between A and B. Let's look at C. You also could have picked C at the prices of $2 and $1. You picked B. Could you have purchased C? Well, let's look at bundle C again at the middle prices. Bundle C at those prices would have cost you 5 times 2, that's $10, plus 4 times 1. At those prices, bundle C would have cost you $14. We know you have at least 15. So you could have chosen C. You didn't. You have directly revealed you like B better than C. And now we do the process again with the third choice. Your third choice, and again, maybe the prices changed, maybe your budget changed, maybe your income changed. All we know is at the prices of $1 for thing 1 and $2 for thing 2, you purchased bundle C. Okay, how much did it cost you? It'll be 5 times $1 plus 4 times 2. That's $13, I think. So all we know about your budget is you have at least $13. Do you have more than that? We don't know. Okay. At those prices, were either of these other two options affordable so that your choice tells us about your preferences? Well, let's look at choice A. 10 of the first, 1 of the second. At the third choice prices, that would have cost you $12. At these prices, bundle A was affordable, and you didn't pick it. Therefore, we know you have directly revealed you like C better than A. Well, what about choice B? Was that affordable? At the third set of prices, it would have been 5 for the first thing and 10. Well, choice B that you did not pick would have also cost you $15, just as it did the second time. Well, choice B would have cost $15. We don't know that you have $15 now. We saw you spend $13. So we know you could afford anything that costs $13 or less. You didn't pick something that costs $15. Does that tell us anything about your preferences? No, because we don't know for a fact you could buy B. So, by comparing these, looking for each choice, what other choices were affordable but you did not pick? We have these 4 relationships. This is the way I do it, not the way the book says to do it. So you look at those relationships. Are any of these contradictory? Well, this first one says you like A better than B. Is that directly revealed contradictory? Well, no. Nowhere here does it say that you have directly revealed you like B better than A. So that's possible. This one. You directly revealed you like B better than C. Is there anything here that contradicts that? No. You directly revealed you like A better than C. There was a case where you could afford both of them and you chose A. That tells us you like A better than C. Is there anything here that contradicts that? Yes. You also directly revealed you like C better than A. In both of these cases, both A and C were affordable. In one of them, you picked A. In the other, you picked C. That's contradictory. This is a violation of the weak axiom of revealed preference. This person's choices, by the warp standard, are not rational. Yeah, the way the book does it, you're welcome to use their system. I think it's unnecessarily complicated. Now, the strong axiom of revealed preference. This is just like warp, except warp tests for directly revealed contradictions. Warp says there are no directly revealed contradictions. The strong axiom says there are no preference contradictions, direct or indirect. If bundle X is revealed preferred either directly or indirectly to bundle Y, and assuming they're not the same thing, because that would be indifference, then Y can never be revealed preferred directly or indirectly to X. The weak axiom for choices to be rational. The weak axiom is a necessary condition. If you violate the weak axiom, your choices are not rational. But that's not a sufficient condition. You can obey warp and still have irrational choices by violating indirectly observed preferences, by making contradictory, indirectly revealed choices. The strong axiom, which tests for both directly and indirectly revealed choices that are contradictory, is necessary and sufficient for your choices to be rational by our standard. So, how does this help us understand indifference curves? These are two standards for what it means for a set of choices to be rational. One a little stricter definition, one a little less strict. But by examining choices in the light of these two standards, we can recover preferences. You can't see preferences, but it's possible by watching choices and applying these two standards to figure out where this person's indifference curves are within certain limits. Here's an example. Here's a person given their budget, given the relative prices. There are two bundles this person could choose from. You can have the X bundle or the Y bundle. Visually, we can see both are affordable. So since it's possible for this person to buy either one, the one they choose does tell us they actually prefer it. In this case, the person chooses the X bundle. You can see it would put them on a higher indifference curve. So that tells us, because we observed this choice, that this person has directly revealed they prefer the X bundle to the Y bundle. Okay, now, prices change. Maybe your income changes, we don't know. So that now, this person is facing this budget constraint. If I can make the pen work. There we go. Okay, at this new budget constraint, a person has a choice between bundle Y or bundle Z. Both are affordable at these new prices and new income. Z wasn't affordable before. Now it is, but now X is not affordable. So we know this person's not going to pick the X bundle because they can't. The person can pick Y if they want. They can pick Z. This person picks Y. That tells us the person has directly revealed they prefer the Y bundle over the Z bundle. Okay, so we have those two facts. The person has directly revealed they like X better than Y, and they like Y better than Z. How does that help us model this person's preferences? Well, we know that the person, the budget, the indifference curve for this person, because of just these choices, has to be in, let's see if I can draw it, has to be somewhere in that area, what was white before I marked it up. The way we know that the indifference curve has to be in there is, well, we know it's not northeast of bundle X. Or Y or Z. We know that would be a different indifference curve because anything to the northeast of those, up and to the right, that bundle is going to contain more of both things. If both of them are goods, the person's going to get more utility from more of both. They're not trading off anything. So we know the indifference curve that bundle X is on cannot be in that sort of beige area. We also know that this person, when they were on this budget line, they chose bundle X. That means we know they prefer X over anything else in that budget set. That budget set is there. So we know that everything in that triangle is on a lower indifference curve. It has to be, because the person didn't pick them, and they could have. And we also know the same thing, the same logic applies when the prices were such that we were at that budget constraint. At that budget constraint, the person picked that choice, which means everything else in that budget set that by definition was affordable and was not picked have to be on a lower indifference curve. You put these together, and what we get is everything in here must be on a lower indifference curve than the point X. And we also know that everything in that area must be on a higher indifference curve, which leaves us the white area. It lets us estimate this person's indifference curve for the one that X is on. It doesn't nail it down perfectly, but the more choices you see, assuming none of them are contradictory by either warp or SARP, depending on the standard you want to use for rationality, lets you recover indifference curves. So, as we saw before, if you're just given preferences, you can predict choices, but you can also go the other way. Given choices, you can predict preferences. That's it for today. Thank you for watching.